Welcome to the Stacy A. Cross Show. I am Stacy A. Cross. There's no E in my name. Every Friday at 8 a.m., I'll be coming through. We're talking health, we're talking wealth, and we're talking happiness. I'm a believer of freedom, personal growth, and your journey to success. So go ahead and share, subscribe, listen to this show, because it's going to be an amazing one. As always, you can find me at www.thecomfortkillers.com. Thank you so much for being here. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Stacy A. Cross, and there is no E in my name. I'm coming to you live on a Friday. Today is July 27th. It's a beautiful day in 2018. It's been kind of like this muggy, hot, humid, wet week in Philadelphia. So we're rounding that week out. It's Friday. We're bringing it to you live. Another episode of the Stacy A. Cross Show. This episode is number 48, and we're going to get in it. Today I have an awesome guest. He's going to come through and hit us up with 10 traits. 10 traits to help you get to actualization. You know what that is? That's Maslow. You know who Maslow is? Do you know? Well, I'm going to give you a brief on that so you can get that foundation. Now, my guest today, his name is Bryan Humphrey. And he wrote a book, and it's titled Boss Up. And when he's talking boss up, he ain't saying you go get that new whip, go get that, you go boss up. No, he's talking about boss up internally. Boss up within. Build those traits, build those characteristics, and let's go. Before I get into that, because I read the book and I have it here with me. I have that book right here with me. Before I get into that, I want to tell you about this little thing I've been doing, okay? Maybe it's going to help you out. And as you feel the energy? You feel the energy that I'm bringing through? Okay, well then, I want you to get that energy. What I've been doing is not, and thank God I started on a Monday. It doesn't feel great to start on Monday. You can actually count. Okay, it's day 5. Because it's on Monday. Sunday, you're like, oh, it takes you a little bit. So Mondays, I know, even though I don't like it, like, don't wait till Mondays. It was on a Sunday night when I said, you know what, tomorrow I'm done, man. And what I changed was eating breakfast, like traditional breakfast. So right now, I am having fruits in the AM. So I'll have a banana, I have some grapes, I have some strawberries, all fruits in the AM, about 3 pieces of fruit in the AM. So then by the time I hit noon, I'd already had my fruit intake that I need for the day, okay? Watermelon. I love watermelon. Really, I do. So I challenge you. This episode's dropping on a Friday. Some of you might listen to it live on a Friday. And I challenge you to no more eggs and pancakes, syrup, hard-boiled eggs. There's so much cholesterol in eggs. You know, once you kind of look up all these things, you're like, damn. See, I want to change my life for good. I know what it's going to take. I want to burst up with the zest for life. I want to feel good. I want to be pain-free, okay? I know the things that are blocking me, and I have to take action to change it. So I'm eating fruits live on the air today. I have some grapes and strawberries. Damn. That's some good grapes, okay? That's some good grapes. But also, guys, this is really what's important about it. Every Saturday, which is tomorrow, every Saturday, we ain't eating. We flushing out. We're detoxing every Saturday. So one day a week, we're just having a water cleanse to cleanse out all the toxins, the dead debris inside, and the old fecal matter that's lining your intestines. You know. So I want you. This is what I'm doing, and there's a book that's helping me. And maybe it will help you. And it is The Miracles of Fasting by Paul Bragg. Let me see that book. I think I put it in here. Hold on. This is how live we are. I want the book in my face. Right there. There. Yep. I even have can I have my pen, please? That was holding my page. Thank you. So we, the book is The Miracle of Fasting, proven throughout history for physical, mental, and spiritual rejuvenation. And it is by Paul C. Bragg and his daughter, Patricia Bragg, both doctors and both lifelong crusaders for health. I started watching some videos by by Bragg, and this is in the 1920s, and I've seen pictures 1930s and 1940s, and I'm like, yeah, I get it, but sometimes we, Dr. Sebi, I don't know if you guys know who Dr. Sebi is. This is all alkaline diet. Don't eat this, don't eat that. That's all acid. Live more alkaline, in an alkaline state. You're drinking freaking alkaline water. You're eating vegetables, things that are live, electric foods is what they call it. I have a friend. If you're on Facebook, if you need a cleanse, like a master cleanse right now, and you don't know how. Well, I have a friend. I met her in Atlanta. She's become a friend, and she helps people transition from an acid lifestyle over to an alkaline lifestyle. And she has a Facebook group that'll help people. So just go to Electric Revolution. Her name is Judith Walker. Find her up, look her up on Facebook, jump in her group, learn more, watch videos, ask questions. Because if you feel, and I'll tell you what, if you feel lethargic, okay, if you don't have the energy, and these are what things, if you wake up with pain, headaches, all of this thing, it's what's inside that's killing us. You're sick. Okay? It's what's inside that's killing us. So I apologize for taking this little bit of health talk, but the book that's helping me is The Miracle of Fasting. Maybe you got to go cop it. But the book we're talking about today is by my brother. Okay? My brother from another mother. He loves self-improvement just about as much as I do. I mean, I am big in self-improvement. I want to know. Not only do I want to know, I want to do things that helps me move, that helps me change, that generates new circumstances, that generates new life, that makes me feel good, that moves me closer, push me closer to my goals. I want that. And when you get that, you know that you're on your right purposeful path because you feel good. Okay? You feel good. So what is the theory of self-actualization? I wanted to tell you today because in this book, Boss Up by Bryan Humphrey, all these traits will bring you closer to who you're supposed to be, to your known self, to the self-actualization part. So self-actualization represents a concept derived from humanistic psychological theory and specifically from the theory created by Abraham Maslow. Self-actualization, according to Maslow, represents growth of an individual toward fulfillment of the highest needs, those for meaning in life in particular. Okay, so growth potential, the real self, ideal self, this is all self-actualization. So, Boss Up, the book, and our guest today, Bryan Humphrey, is going to give you those traits, and behind each trait, this is what we got to listen for. Behind each trait are some things, are some tasks, are some the way you think, the shifting plane. The actual implementation can be found within the story, within the lessons. That's why I had to get the author on here because I'm like, okay, we read the traits, right? We're right. How do we put this in motion? How did someone else put this in motion on another point in their life? How did they do that? I got a new phone too. Hey, Theo, you're live on the podcast. This is Thelonious C. Jones. He called in, so we're just going to put him on live on the podcast. What are we saying to the people today? Give them the good word, Theo.
The good word is, just don't let other people's problems, man, become your problems, man, because that'll get you, in a stressed out place, man, and people like to play the victim and predicate that energy around, like pass it around like it's what is the thing at the church when you drink what's the thing in the church when they have the wine and they passing it around?
What do they call it? Tabernacle?
I forget the communion, the tabernacle, the drink.
Oh shit!
Don't pass around that negative stuff, man.
Yeah.
You want to pass around some positive, everybody gonna catch that, but that's it. That's really my main thing for today. I'm trying to stay focused on not letting that energy infiltrate my energy.
Ooh, I like that, because that goes well with today's podcast. Today we're talking about the 10 traits one must have to reach self-actualization, and the trait of saying, hey, listen, I don't have to take that person's problem. You have to be real to a point where you could disseminate now and say, you know what, that's your problem, it ain't mine. I used to have to take people's problems on. I just took my family's problems on just because they were my family. I didn't know any better. You know what I mean? So I hate to say that,
those are the individuals that usually it's the close friends and the family.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying shut them off. I'm just saying you got to create that barrier. That's, you know what I mean? So what you're saying exactly right.
Yep, absolutely. So we're going to reach back out to Theo. We're going to continue going on. Theo, I will catch you later.
Cool.
All right.
Speak to you.
All right. See ya. So guys, that was Thelonious C. Jones. How did it fit in today's, you tell me at the end of this, which trait of self-actualization that Bryan speaks about, which trait does that, what Theo just said, fall under? What trait does that, you have to take on this trait to avoid that, or to circumvent that, or to build the barrier that Theo's talking about, or to get better at handling this thing? What trait? I want to know about that. So after you listen to Bryan, email me. This is my direct email now, okay? I don't want to give you the fake one. I'm going to give you the direct one. Stacy@thecomfortkillers.com. Email me if you know which trait. Now, you got to listen to all the traits. What trait needs to be developed for what Theo from TheloniousCJones.com, Theo, real estate, the realest real estate guru. Well, he doesn't even want, he hates that word. Don't even tell him the realest in real estate. The realest real estate investor that's his tagline. And he didn't give it to himself. Other people gave it to him. That's just how real he is. But you understand, I want you to email me. I have a special gift for you if you get it right. If you get it right with what trait you have to develop in order to block, kind of like get better at what Theo's saying, not taking on other people's problem. Without further ado, let us go. Let's meet the man himself, Mr. Bryan Humphrey. I want you to do me a favor, though. I want you to go and cop the book. Cop it before the interview, cop it after the interview, cop it during the interview. We're gonna get started because I got grapes to finish. Let's go right into the interview right now.
I have a true boss with me, and it is with pleasure that I bring him to you, all the listeners out there. If you're a true comfort killer, this one is going to be advantageous. I encourage you to take notes. Go grab a pen and a paper right now, because we're about to go through 10 traits, 10 beautiful traits in humanity, for entrepreneurship, for life, but really for self-actualization. And this is a big word. And I have here with me today Mr. Bryan Humphrey. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing amazing. Thank you so much, Ms. Stacy.
So where you calling in from? Where are you right now in the world?
Right now, I'm in Arlington, Texas.
Oh, so you're a Texas boy.
Yes, I am.
All right. So I got your book, Bryan Humphrey's new book, Boss Up. This book really is, there's a couple books like this that I really hold to high standards, and Bryan's book went up in the top 3, and one of them is Benjamin Franklin's autobiography. So I'm mentioning this book in the same sentence with one of my favorite books of a lifetime. So that's a big, big thing for me. Why? Because in it describes 10 traits of how to self-actualize, but more so it's a journey that you had to take as well. Could you bring our audience up to speed with who you are, a little bit about you, and let us know, bring us up to speed to this point so we can get into these 10 traits and eat them up.
Let's eat them, boss. My pleasure. My name is Mr. Bryan Humphrey. Originally from Fort Worth, Texas. I live in Arlington now. Public speaker, self-published author. I'm in the field of people's work. My whole thing in life is to help others, take their lives to the next level, and also take whatever they're part to the next level. And the reason why I wrote this book was because I had a story to share, and people saw my videos on social media, and they was telling me, write a book. And so I did, and the reason why I did 10 traits, because I feel like life is a lot more simple than what we make it. And if we just focus on certain things, we'll have peace and we'll have growth. And so I do have my LLC is Boss Group LLC. I go by business name of Bryan Humphrey Speaks. I speak in nonprofits. I speak at schools sometimes, churches sometimes. I'm still in the building process. Some things I'm still trying to do. But I'm very, very grateful that I'm on this podcast. And we'd love to talk more about the book and more about my service.
Awesome. Yeah. So, as I'm reading the book, the first few pages mentioned, where you were before all of this, before the book, before the social media, before you've actually self-actualized, before you knew who you were. Take us into that place. I know you were in college and you kind of were battling a couple different things. Take us to that place before
right.
Mr. Bryan Humphrey came about. It was B Hump, right?
Yep, B Hump. Yep. Yeah, most definitely. I did have an alcohol problem. I was a serious drinker for 3.5 years of my life. Had some issues with women. I was messing around with married women, taking women. Had some certain friends that, at the time, they were great people, but, when I reflected and I thought about my life and my growth, I had to drop some friends, let people go. And I almost flunked out of grad school after my third semester. My GPA dropped. I had the lowest GPA in the program, matter of fact, and I survived that semester by getting a 69.5 in the class. The teacher gave me a C, and I was considered for academic probation. And after I graduated with that, I got my master's degree. That was really good. First person in my family with a master's degree. That was great. Got this state job, man. After I got my master's, and really at first it started off okay. And after a while, I got so emotionally drained. I got so disconnected with life. I lost my values. I lost me as a person. And I couldn't do no more, and I left. And I left the job, no job lined up. And this is true fate, leaving the job, no job security. And I told myself I had about $5,000 or $6,000 saved up. I invested 3 racks into starting my business. So I really don't have 3 racks. So I had about a good 2 months to get a job, and I got a job a month later, which is a very flexible job that I adore. But really, if I never took that leap of faith, I would never be here on this podcast today. I'm going to say this because when I was emotionally drained and when I was lost, like my habits and my behavior was not in alignment with what I wanted for my life. And I feel like we have to get to a point in peace. So when I was at the job, I'm emotionally drained. I'm stressed out. I'm drinking every day. I'm going to strip clubs on weekends. I'm just partying, doing my thing, right? And playing with being a womanizer, all these crazy things, and not being consistent with my work, coming to work late, and just doing all types of stuff, trying to cheat work, skip it. And it came to a point where I had to realize, I said, what is your purpose? And I remember speaking at a school in May 2016 at a high school, and everybody was so happy. Everybody was like, wow, you spoke great. So I was motivating, but I wasn't inspiring. And I said, so how can I really motivate and inspire on a level that I want to inspire on if, my life isn't right? So the moment I got unstuck, I said, if I change and if I grow, if I really take this step of faith and actually go after what I say I want and make those change lifestyle changes, then definitely I know I can help some people across the world. And so reaching self-actualization was a journey. You don't have to be famous, and you can already reach self-actualization before you become famous or before you become big time. So I'm at a point now where I'm at peace. But if I didn't be honest with myself and get real true and get real transparent about who I was, I would never be here today.
You said some very important points in that. One being that you weren't in alignment. And because that alignment, that feeling that you feel like everything around you looks like it's okay, the job is okay, but you're like something is draining your spirit. And that self-assessment has to happen. And a lot of people are afraid of the big T word, the truth. And the truth about themselves, and so they hide back like a hermit crab into the environment that they don't want to be in. So it's the kind of cycle, like I want more, but I'm afraid to do more because I don't want to face the truth. You said another big word. You said faith, and that starts off number 1. That was your first trait that you said that we need to live in order to go through this journey of self-actualization, but also within it, you get to understand what your purpose is, and you get to answer all these other questions. And that's what I love about your book is that you say faith, but faith also comes with how do you handle your friends, the friends that no longer serve you. You're on this journey, you're on this path, so you got to make these hard decisions. So that's what I want to talk about. Let's talk about the 10 traits. The first one, he touched on it, faith. And that's what got me to say, hey, listen, I don't need, the corporate gig, if something ain't right here, I'm going to go out on this limb, and all great people do. And all the autobiographies and everyone that we look up to that have made a difference and continue to influence have this faith about them where they sound crazy. So you were crazy as hell to leave this cushy $60K, 401K, all of that. You got $6,000 in the bank. You tell your friends, what do they say?
Man, they was like, oh, what you going to do, man? It's like, we're going to get a job paying $60 an hour. Man, that's a fake job. They ain't paying all these benefits. And I said, no, I gotta leave, man. I got to do it. I said, there's something greater calling me. And it's crazy because, Stacy, whenever I took that leap, not only was I was more clear, but what happened was, like, all the negative stuff in my life started to slowly drift away. So it comes to a point, and I always say this, like, you don't have to be perfect to walk in your purpose. But with faith, the more you walk in your purpose, the more perfect you become, the more closer you get to God. So I always understand life, and now it's a point. You got to have faith to stick through something. It's crazy because right now I'm dealing with stuff on entrepreneurship. I'm speaking here, and entrepreneurship, you got to give a lot of stuff before you get. Sometimes the return on investment don't ever come. Sometimes it comes late. Those type of things you have to deal with, and even as people. So I have faith in myself that what I'm doing is going to work, and that's basically it. You got to be crazy enough. You got to be crazy enough to actually go after that one thing that's going to make your life amazing. You got to be crazy.
And yeah, that's powerful. And you know what what I always think of, especially when I came out of my 9-year gambling addiction and all these bad years of just like doing drugs and kind of hanging with the crowd, just kind of swaying in the wind wherever, just kind of a drifter. I was a fucking drifter, right? And
right.
So I'm looking around and I'm like, oh, I invested or I spent all those years doing that. What makes me believe that in a snap of the finger I'm going to correct and get all this success when I've invested so much time over here, but then when I change my life around, I want it immediately. It doesn't even make any sense. So I got to now put in the time and have the faith so I understand 100%. It's like a person that's standing on a scale that's just been working out for 2 days. Bruh, let's go back in the gym. Let's keep it going. Let's have the faith that this is going to work. We already put that many years in eating donuts and sitting on the couch. You know what I mean?
Right.
So let's move on to the second trait, and that's, this word, I love this word. It's love, baby. So how does love help you transcend into this self-actualized person, but also help you find and align with your true self and your true goals and purpose? And you can use your story to help you because it's helping other people.
Right. Love is the strongest thing ever, and will always be the strongest aspect of life, I believe, to my opinion. And the reason why I say that is because when I truly started to love myself, what happened was I had to make a lot of strong, tough decisions. And loving yourself in your journey means you have to give up certain friends. You have to put it like this. I say this to my speeches all the time. I say sometimes in life we have to give up some things we love to become someone we love. And I think a lot of people sometimes we struggle with self-love or struggle with loving what we do because we either don't know how or we don't think it's worth it or we don't care enough. And also loving you in your growth and your process of reaching self-actualization is critical because if you don't love what you're pursuing, you will not get self-actualization. And people always say, well, Bryan, what if I love what I do and I love myself, but I don't get paid enough? There's the thing. Just because you love teaching does not mean you have to teach at a school. Just because you love leadership does not mean that leadership at a certain company. Just because you love helping people does not mean you have to be in social work. Like I put this all in the book. You know what I'm saying? So you may love doing something does not mean you have to limit yourself to doing it in a way where how you go to school and job and college. You can do it in big time. Right? There's great leaders out here, guys, and they probably love doing a certain thing, coaching. So instead of coaching football and getting paid a certain amount of money, they're coaching businesses. You know, they're coaching entrepreneurs. So there's so many things. But if you don't love yourself, it is hard to step out your comfort zone and get into that level of greatness, right? And to step out the boundaries that you think you have. You don't have those limits. They're not really there. Like some of those limits we make, they're false limits. But when you love yourself, you're able to put yourself in a perspective where, you know what, I love myself and I love encouraging. But guess what? I'm going to get paid more than a regular social worker. I'm going to get paid more than a regular counselor. I'm going to write a book. I'm going to go speak, right? I'm going to do consulting. You know, so the thing is that you cannot walk in your purpose and you really can't boss up until two things, until you love yourself and until you love what you do. I ain't say love your job. I'm saying what you do. So that basically explains chapter 2 on love.
And you know what? It's important, and you did mention it, and that got the highlights all over it and some underlines there. And you know, I'm gonna just read a section out of the book that I find very powerful. Right under you said, hey, you know, you love fixing things. You don't have to be a mechanic. You love making other people look good. It doesn't mean you have to be a barber, right? You could step outside and know that you are worth more than the labels, and that's important.
Exactly.
That word, that the labels, the field of work, the college mate, we're putting ourselves in that box. We're like, okay, we're up to this extent of doing this thing, but we're doing it within what the parameters were set. So break those freaking parameters. You truly love yourself. You know your worth. So that's very important, and not being able to sit into this box of labels. You know what I mean? So I love that. Ladies and gentlemen, if you know what we're talking about Bryan Humphrey's new book, Boss Up. This book is a guide. It's a life guide, I believe. It does more than just tell you these qualities, traits. What it does is put you on a journey, and that journey is to be more than you already. Be, do, and have more than you already are. Be, do, and have more. And these traits, I'm telling you, I went through each one of them, and that's why I'm like, man, does this guy know me? Why? Because they're universal principles. They're universal principles, and it's a definite, I believe that it's a tool when you focus, and you can focus on one a week, right? You know, like that's how I would put it. I would break it up and focus on one of these traits a week, and how can I make myself better, and self-assess it at the end of the week. The next trait we're going to move into, and again, ladies and gentlemen, the book information is in the show notes, so you don't have to go crazy about it. Just slide it to the left, right, or wherever. It's in the show notes, and go copy one. The next one, this one is powerful. It's confidence. And being confident, this one right here, when I open it, because I'm a firm believer of you have to walk with power, talk with power, be with power, confident. I don't care if I don't know how to do a thing, right? I'm the newest newbie in this thing. But I ain't going to come in there like a coward. I'm not going to come in there weak. I'm going to come in there like, okay, what do I got to do? Show me where. Nothing's impossible. Okay? So tell us how you were able to navigate through confidence and what this means for other people on their journey.
Man, confidence is very important, because I remember I was pledging a fraternity, and when my dean, he told me this one thing. He said, Bryan, nobody would care how smart you are if you're not confident. So that's why you look in the world, and there's a lot of smart people that have master's degrees. They're historians. They're all types of people, but they're broke. And not just broke financially, but they're broke mentally. They're broke spiritually. Because confidence, when you go out places, and you have to really believe in what you're presenting. Especially if it's something that's new, that's different, right? You've got to believe in yourself. Because at the end of the day, most people are not going to really support you until you are so crazy and confident about who you are and what you do and how you can serve and help this world and how you can solve problems and fill gaps. So confidence is amazing. Like, matter of fact, for example, I went to a bookstore in Fort Worth when I first got the book, and I came in the bookstore so confident. They put my book at the top books by Rich Dad, Poor Dad, all the other books. It's a black bookshop called a dark bookshop. And then I ended up speaking the next weekend at the 10-year anniversary, and I sold 30 books. If I would never went to that store with confidence, like 30 books, like that's a nice little chunk change for that weekend, you know. But if I would never went to that store with confidence, like I would never got the speaking engagement, I would never got the book sales, none of that. So it comes to a point where if you're going to step out your comfort zone and you're going to create something amazing, you got to be confident, you got to be bold, and even people laugh at you, talk about you, you got to be willing to still stay true to yourself and believe in yourself as you walk in your purpose and as you walk in the meaning of light of God, so you can help and change people's lives. So confidence is everything.
I love that. And, you know, I was just reading a quote, and this quote stuck with me, and it said, you know, if you're unwilling to be humiliated, especially sometimes in public, you're not going to be successful. If you're unwilling to go through that, you're not going to be successful. Why? Because you're too comfortable. You're too worried about what other people think. Confidence will break that. Confidence for me meant, hey, black woman, black gay woman, oh my God, triple threat. Where you going? What you gotta say? I gotta say it all. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna walk in here loud and proud and be bold. And I love that word, being bold. So confidence, yes, ladies and gentlemen, you have to have it. What if I don't have it? How do you find confidence? Could it be learned? What do you think about that?
Yeah, confidence, yes, it can be learned. Matter of fact, a lot of individuals who become great are usually never the best at what they do, or they need so much money. Confidence is everything, because if I'm speaking somewhere, or if I'm trying to go to somebody and tell them, look, they're going to feed off my energy. And so confidence can be learned through experience. Experience is the best teacher. And also confidence can be trained through actually getting consulting, getting mentors, or just working on yourself and believing in yourself. But it comes to a point that it's the information. Is it an audio book, or the book you're reading, or a motivational video, or is it the people, a mentor, consultant? But you have to listen to things that's going to help you believe in yourself. And you have to do things that's going to help you believe in yourself. So you have to step outside. To build confidence, you must step outside your comfort zone.
Well, you must skip the hell out of there. Skip.
Yeah, exactly. So confidence can be trained. Confidence can be trained when you're bold enough to step outside your comfort zone and to do something you're not used to or you have never done before. So with experience, like that's why I say experience is the best teacher, because through experiences we'll build confidence and we'll build knowledge and self-belief.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. Absolutely true. I love confidence. I help people with confidence, and it really is moving outside your comfort zone. There was a story I just told where, you know, one time, man, I was scared of the plane. The damn plane took a dip. I ain't want to fly no more. I was like, man, I'm not even confident going to the airport. So what I got to do? Okay, you know what? I'm about to fly a plane. I'm about to take some lessons. That's moving outside of the comfort zone. But you know what? The baseline of all this is you got to self-assess. You got to know, hey, listen, this thing is stopping me. This is blocking me. I'm not good at public speaking. What do you got to do? Hey, go get trained on it. Go to a Toastmasters. Stand in front of the mirror. Call your family in the same room and say, hey, I wrote this thing. I want y'all all to listen.
That's right.
It's taking those steps, you know.
That's right.
The next trait, and guys, we're going through all 10 of them today, so I hope you have your notepad with you, because we're blazing through these traits. And for the full education on around Bryan Humphrey's principles here, which are life principles, universal principles, needed principles in order to boss up. Now, before we get into the next trait, what do you mean by bossing up?
Bossing up, what I mean by bossing up is attacking your fears, overcoming your challenges, breaking your unhealthy habits, and becoming so strong that not a single soul can break you. So you can go to any situation. Yes, you can go to a situation where you don't know nobody, or where you are the eyeball out. For instance, like you said, you're a gay black female. You may go to a situation where it's straight white males, but you got to boss up and understand that you are worth what you present. You are worth the attention. You are worth the service. Like, you are worth the cost. And it comes to a point, I feel like it's so critical. Like, if you don't boss up, like life gonna boss up on you. And sometimes life will force you to boss up. And that's just the honest to God truth. You got to be able to go get it and to stay firm and diligent in what you're going after.
I love that, man. I love it. I love it. The next trait is patience, and this one, like you mentioned, I think you mentioned, hey, this is tricky. This is a tricky trait because, man, I'm telling you, this one will have you tested. Tell me about patience and how you took it and how it worked in your life, but also how it could help other people.
Man, patience is one of the most trickiest but most critical aspects of growth because you have to be able to wait for what you want. And people think what happened with me was I had natural talent for certain things. So I always wanted the success and the glory right now. So I got impatient. Man, I know I'm better speaking to him. Oh, man, I know I'm better at this than him, whatever. I'm better than this and that. So it came to a point where my pride and my ego got in the way of my growth. So one thing I always say, I actually put this in the book. Most people agree with it. Some people say differently. But this is what I say. I said working plus waiting equals winning. You know, working plus waiting equals winning. So some people can work very, very hard, but they're impatient. Some people they're very patient, but they don't work. So the thing is, you have to have that balance. You have to work a lot and be patient. It doesn't matter how great you are. It doesn't matter, how great skilled you are. You have to be willing to do your due diligence and stick it through the course. Even with people, like somebody might read my book, but when I meet them in person, they might be kind of slow to say hi or slow to open up to me. That's just the natural flow of life. You know what I'm saying? And it takes, I'm 27 years old now. It takes 27 years to be 27. You know what I'm saying? It takes 18 years for 18 to be 18. So there's certain things in life you can't rush, and you cannot rush your greatness. So being patient is probably the biggest factor why people lose is impatience. As you know, Stacy, Gary V says this all the time on Instagram and his videos, patience. Most people lose not because you're not skilled or talented enough or because you don't have the right character. It's your patience. You just can't wait. You want it right now. So we settle for things because we're not willing to wait for the things that we really want.
Yeah, the real winners win because they're patient.
Yep.
And speaking in terms, I like with what you said with Gary V. And pretty much if you check the records of anyone, like let's say you listen or like anyone, you listen, it's patience behind it. Dig deeper than what you just see right now, the effect. This is the effect, so people don't know where the causes started 25 years ago, 12 years ago. Some of these records where you look up, you'll be like, damn, they were patient. Mm-hmm. But also, and I wrote a big sticky on this chapter where it's like, because it ties hand in hand with what we said with having faith, right? Because you have faith, and then, you got to be patient on that faith. And then what? You could be patient as hell for 30 years and ain't doing nothing. That's why I love what you said. It takes 27 years to be 27 years old. It takes 18 years. I love that. I'm going to steal it. But it's also, yeah, I know. Yeah, I love it, though. But it's also like when you know that purpose, because all of this is helping you pull out the true you, who you are. I had an interview yesterday, beautiful lady, beautiful person, and she said, hey, Stace, someone asked her, who are you? And she couldn't answer the question without putting, quote, unquote, the labels, what Bryan Humphrey said, on it. She couldn't answer the question. She had no idea who she was. She instantly said what she did. So I love this fact that patience, because other parts of you need to grow. Like all areas of our life do not grow at the same time. Like right now, you might be, hey, I'm on a stumbling block right here with this thing. I need to know how to handle this thing. But you mastered this other thing. So you need patience to go through that part in life. And that's fine, man. I love time. See, people will be scared of time. I love time. I need time, right? The seasons come. I need that season. So I love how you put it here. It takes 27 years to be 27 years old. I love that. Another big word is consistency, and that's the next trait that we're going to talk about here. And we're talking strictly and straight up with the man himself, author of Boss Up, 10 traits one must have to reach self-actualization. These are powerful traits. These are powerful words. And when you work within them, the laws work within you, and you'll see the beauty that comes out at the other side of it. So stick with it. Buy the book. Follow Mr. Humphrey. What's your Instagram?
It's Mr. Bryan Humphrey, MrBryanHumphrey.
Yeah, let's go ahead into consistency, because this works hand in hand. I love how all of them really like tie in together. You can't really kind of focus on one without seeing the other or noticing something within each other. So they're intertwined, and I love that. So what about consistency that you had to deal with, and what could help our audience today when it comes to being consistent?
Hey, Comfort Killers, let's take a break right there. I know you're enjoying this interview as much as I am, but I want to pause just for a moment to share with you a little bit about the Comfort Killers Academy. And then we'll be right back with Bryan Humphrey, and he's killing it, isn't he? With 10 traits one must have to reach self-actualization. We'll see you right after. Hello, listeners, comfort killers, entrepreneurs, and high achievers. Yes, I'm talking to you. Can I have your attention for the next 5.5 minutes to tell you about how you can take your mindset to the next level, and how I created an exclusive platform for you to thrive in life and business. There's a lot of fluffy, puffy information out there from people who in real life don't gotta go through the shit you go through, but yet they're trying to sell you the suit and tie, the spiked hair, the gel, the girl on the arm lifestyle. And what you really need, you need a shift in your mindset. You need to build major confidence. You need to focus on character and your life and your self-image and self-esteem. You don't need another over-the-weekend pump you up seminar. Yo, I picked up the phone the other day. It was a girl asking me, do I know Kevin O'Leary, and wanted to invite me to a shark seminar of some sorts. I told her, get the hell off my phone. You know why? Because people don't need more motivation. They need tools. The Comfort Killers Academy is the tool that you need to create the foundation for entrepreneurship and develop an unstoppable, unbreakable, unshakable mindset. We work on the basics so you can change your life for good. Join the Comfort Killers right now and receive $355 value as a bonus and as my personal thank you for joining. Receive the 21 Affirmations audio program that will blow your mind. It's over 3 hours of audio plus an ebook, and it will allow you to think and speak differently to yourself. Receive a powerful ebook sharing 3 simple secrets to success by reprogramming your mindset. And last but not least, receive over 7 hours of mastermind audio. Be the fly on the wall and listen into sales training, marketing, funnel hacking, money mastery with me and some of my influential friends. If you join in the next hour, I will personally send you an action pack for free. The action pack contains my book, How to Change Your Life Using Tools You Already Have, a Comfort Killer t-shirt, you kill time, we kill comfort, and an amazing Comfort Killer journal to get you started with action. I only have a limited number of these action packs remaining, so act now if you want to receive this free gift for joining within the next hour. When they're gone, I'm telling you, buddy, they are gone. If that wasn't enough, I really want to make it worth it for you right now. If you're still on the edge and you're wondering what's really inside this academy and how can it help me? Well, I want you to try it for free. I was speaking with my partner about this, and he says, Stacy, the content that you have on the back end is powerful. You don't need to let people try it for free. I told him, you're right, but I got something to prove. And I believe in this membership, in this platform. I believe in its value. But you know what? I know people have been through it all, seen it all, and they are tired. They're tired of the next new thing. They're tired of not making everlasting changes in their lives. They're tired of living in this cycle. So I am willing to give everyone a test drive in our academy, which features over 100 hours of audio and video content, which has resources and training, and which also allows you to speak directly to my partners, my friends, my business associations, my influential people. every month on a conference call and video call. I want everyone to have 72 hours to literally steal my information. I believe in my academy. I believe in the people in the academy. I believe in all the students of my academy, that I will give it to you free for 3 days. I also want to put a personal guarantee on this. As you know, it's gotten to that point, but I still want to give you more guarantee. If you join today, okay, you're going to get access for 3 days. Okay, you're going to receive my action pack for free if you join within the next hour. Okay, you're going to receive automatically $355 in value in bonuses. Here's the real kicker. If you are not satisfied with our academy within 30 days for whatever reason, any reason, I will give you your money back. We made it simple. If for any reason you feel we didn't meet your expectations, I will refund every penny back to you, no questions asked. Keep the action pack, keep your downloaded bonuses, keep the information you learn. The academy isn't for everyone. It's for those that are serious about personal development, personal growth, entrepreneurship, and really changing their lives and taking it to the next level. It's for those that are done playing small, for men and women who has said, you know what, enough is enough. Now is your chance to join our powerful academy. I want to talk with you on our next conference call. Visit www.thecomfortkillers.com right now to sign up. Again, visit www.thecomfortkillers.com to sign up right now. I only have a limited number of action packs, and I can get to the post office today. See, I want to give you that free gift right now. Visit www.thecomfortkillers.com right now to sign up for your membership into the Comfort Killers Academy. To receive the action pack, send an email to hello@thecomfortkillers.com. Use the subject line Action Pack. Sign up right now at thecomfortkillers.com to receive instant access into the Comfort Killers Academy today. I'll see you on the other side. Thank you so much for listening. Now let's get back to the rest of the interview.
Everybody is consistent at something. Everybody is. Everybody on this earth, right? But the
Love
power
that.
of consistency, right? The power of consistency comes from, are you consistent in doing the right thing for your growth, personal growth, spiritual growth, financial growth? So, and I put an example in there. You know, I put, if I go to the gym and do the same thing every time, that's called what? Insanity, right? Or if I smoke weed all the time, or if I drink all the time, that's called, getting high, getting drunk, right? So the thing about consistency is we have to understand what we're consistent at. So many times people say, "Oh man, I'm the reason why it's hard for you to be consistent in what you want to do, because you're consistent in the thing that's holding you back." And usually people cope with life with the main thing that's holding them back the most. So for instance, me, every time I felt bad, every time I felt sad or I struggled or I overthinking, I went straight to alcohol. So some people it's the gym, some people it's weed, some people it's sex, some people it's strip clubs, some people it's working harder at their job, some people it's God, right? But the thing is, you have to figure out what works best for you. And when something's working, why not keep doing it? Why not keep going at it? So consistency will allow you to show others that you're serious in your growth. You're serious in your business. You're serious in your elevation. For instance, when the moment I started to break my bad habits, and my friends like, "Bryan, you really don't stop doing what you're doing. You don't stop going out with them like that." And I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna stay focused." What happened was, they like, they tried to tip me at first. "Oh, come on, man, get high, get drunk. Come on, strip club, come on." They kept trying to tip me, but when I kept staying consistent in my approach in my life, that bagged them away. But here's the beautiful thing, Stacy. The beautiful thing about being consistent is that whenever you break those bad habits and you decrease people from your life, now they see you from afar. It's hard for people to see your greatness when they're too close. It's hard. So if you stay consistent and you get serious about what you're doing, they're seeing you from afar, so they now can see your greatness. You cannot become great, or people cannot see your greatness if you're not consistent. Point blank period.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. Just reminded me of, you're right. People cannot see your greatness up close. You're right. You're so right about that. I remember a friend of mine, I said to him, I said, hey, listen, you know, I had a little boutique clothing brand in 2009. I said, you know, I got a little space. I said, hey, when you come to the space, we are going to wear button-ups and we're going to dress better than just sagging our pants and doing that. You know, when we come here, we're going to show it respect. Okay,
Right.
and not only that, we're gonna follow these value systems. And this is in 2009 when I'm still gambling like a madman. You know what I mean? I'm trying. You know, you were pushing through, and they didn't want to listen. You know why they didn't want to listen? Because it was too close. And I always said, listen, if Tony Robbins would turn around, or someone, you know, that you look up to would turn around and say the same thing, they'll take heed, right? But when it's you from your position saying it, it's like, oh, bro, that's just another thing. So they didn't believe you up close, but then when they look from a distance, they know the greatness was there. And I love that. I want to read something right from the book on consistency. And Bryan says here, consistency breaks down fear. The reason why consistency breaks down fear is because consistency builds confidence, and confidence is the opposite of fear. This is time to start attacking your fears over and over and over again. This will make you a more powerful individual. If you are not consistent in attacking your fears, feeling good about overcoming them will be off and on. That's true. You don't truly want to be fearful. No one wants to live in fear. You know you deserve to feel good about what you do. Boss up and keep doing it. So I believe 100%, and that's why I said that confidence thing. You know, when I was scared to fly, I had to go take lessons. I had to build up my confidence in getting over the fact that the plane took a few dips. Man, I started imagining the worst. There's one thing that you mentioned in the book, but I just want to touch on it before we move into the next phrase, and that's self-image. And you touched the early part in the book. And you say, hey, everything starts with self-image. How you perceive yourself is how others will perceive you, how you show up in the world. And I believe that that's really, too, the pulse of all of this, you know, your self-image. Speak on that real quick.
Right. Self-image is absolutely everything, because how you perceive what you do and who you are will basically be your results of your life. Like, people's outcomes come from perception. Like, the other day, I was talking to my friend. He's talking about speaking engagements and stuff, and we were discussing how I'm to be charged. I said, man, I charge this much now, but next year I'm trying to charge 5-10 times more. Right? Yes, I know next year I may not be able to get that money, but that's my mindset. A lot of times people have small mind. They see themselves in a small world. Oh, I'll do this, but I don't know if I'm worth it. Then they never get to see life for how beautiful it is, because their self-image. Self-image is everything. How you perceive yourself will determine how you treat other people. It'll determine how you go about your business. You know, it'll determine how you take care of yourself. You know, and how also self-image is important too when it comes to relationships, when it comes to friendships, when it comes to business. So how you look at life and how you look at yourself is going to be exactly the same. It's going to be exactly the same.
Right, absolutely. Because you see life through your perception of who you are. You know,
exactly.
your subjective data is pouring through life. If you go to, and I forget where I heard this, where, you know, someone came to the kingdom of Babylon or something and said, hey, you know, what type of people live there? And he said, well, what type of people live where you come from? And he said, man, they're low-down, dirty scoundrels. He said, well, that's the same type of people here, too. Then another person came, hey, you know, what type of people live there? I'm thinking about moving in there. And he said, well, what type of people come from where you live at? Oh, man, they're beautiful. They're friendly people. You know, they're successful. Oh, that's the type of people that live here, too. So it's how you perceive the world is how you see other people. So you're right. Yep. It is the thread of life. The next one is perseverance. Big word here. Big P word. All these words are big words. Hey, Bryan, what did you do in this book, man? You took the beauty of really these traits of life, and that's why I keep saying this is like a life guide. You have this book in your pocket, and you really just look it up like, oh, damn, like, what do I got to do right now? Perseverance is a big action word, because we have to move through life with this desire to succeed and persevere. And as humans, we want to survive. That's our goal is to survive, but now we want to thrive. So how do we persevere? How have you used it, and how can it help others?
man, perseverance is everything. You have to. This is what I say. Everything in our life happens for us and never against us. So even when I got rejected, or when I get rejected still, as I still do, or I email people don't respond back, and I think friends want to support me and they don't support, right? Perseverance allows you to show people that you ain't playing no games. But it allows you to show, like, if it's your personal growth or if it's your professional growth, if you're trying to get more income or get more peace in your life, it allows you to say, you know what, I'm not playing no more games. Whatever I have to go through, I'm willing to go through. And it allows you to bounce back over and over and over again. And what I had to do, I had to realize what is actually important for me in my growth. But once I figured out what was important, I just kept going at it over again. Even when I threw parties in grad school, I was throwing events. Some places we'll go to, we went to a party. Sometimes it's how, get in my party, you can't put fires on cars. And we'll go to the next party, put fires on cars. So it comes to a point where you have to keep doing it over and over again. It comes to a point where I used to send videos to people on social media through messages, and they used to block me. You know what I'm saying? It came, I got blocked on Facebook, I've been blocked on Twitter, I've been blocked on Instagram, everything. Because I was so focused on my dreams and goals. What perseverance allows you to boss up and allows you to keep pushing. You know, and one thing I actually talked to my friend about this, one thing about entrepreneurship and about building a brand, it's like a godlike journey. You know what I'm saying? And because the thing is, you have to be broken down, you have to be rejected, spit on, talked about, and you have to be willing to get back up and keep going. And sometimes, like, you persevere, like, man, is it really going to give me the return on investment I'm looking for? And you never know. So you have to persevere to really see how far you can get.
And you wrote in your book about you failing an exam a couple of times.
3 times.
At 3 times.
Yep.
And you were, after each time, because you're paying money for this.
Yeah,
paid money for a prep class. And so, why didn't you just quit? Why didn't you just?
The thing is that I really wanted to pass it, but how I persevered was I never passed the exam. However, how I persevered was that I became a stronger person. I realized that I can focus on something. I can really put so much effort and focus on one thing, and invest money into it and time into it, right? And what happened was that experience, it increased my focus. So sometimes we fail at things and we think, we fail, that, man, it's the end of the world. But really, no, you became a stronger person because you failed at that. And there's a reason why you didn't pass. So me getting that strip from failing that exam all 3 times gave me the power to start my own brand. So after I failed the 3rd time in March 2017, I started my brand in May 2017. So without that failure, I probably wouldn't even be here today speaking on this podcast.
That's awesome. And, again, it reminds me back of a time where, where I'm looking at my gambling addiction. I look at that thing as a positive thing now in my life. Before right. I was like, that's a negative thing. And people look at all these negative situations, cannot find one positive thing out of it. And I'm like, go back and look again. Go back and look again. Because, when the farmer goes and plants these seeds to cultivate into food and nourishment, they put it in the ground and they put it in the dirt. Okay? Right. So they have to go put it in these dark places. And out comes the beauty. Out comes the beauty after this period of time. The thing will allow to grow. So, yeah, I love how you put that. And here's some steps that are in the book, and I want to give you 3 of them before we move into the next trait. And then we're going to we got a couple more traits, and then I just want to ask you one final question that I ask all my guests on the Stacy A. Cross Show. But here's some steps that you could take to help you persevere in life more often. This is straight from Bryan Humphrey, and this is straight from Boss Up. 1, break your unhealthy habits. That's first. That's number 1, because to do that, man, comes some perseverance. I read your book, and there's one habit, and we'll talk on the offline, that I'm going to break just by reading your book. Cut off individuals who drain you emotionally if you're able to. I believe that 100%. The first thing I tell my people to move outside of their comfort zones, look around you. Who is draining you? Who's sucking you dry of your endurance, of your strength, of your power, of your confidence? There's people around you doing it. Disconnect from them. Avoid environments that will make you become weak until you are strong enough to handle it. I love that. And the last one we're going to give, and there's way more. There's about 10 more of these things in the book, and you can get it, is Set deadlines. Very important. Have an idea in your head when you want the goal you're pursuing to be achieved, even if it's the goal of getting this book and reading and finishing a book. I have deadlines on finishing books. So you see that, when you're a successful individual, and success is very subjective, you will master your time. Not only master your time, but understand and value other people's time, value your time. Set deadlines. Set deadlines.
That's right.
So very powerful nuggets. And again, go get the book. The next one, competitiveness. And a lot of people, and I love that you put it in here, because people be like, well, what? Oh, what do you mean? What do you mean competitiveness as far as to self-actualize? So what do you mean by this? Because I love that it's in here.
You got to be a beast. Think about it.
Bottom line.
Because you have Instagram, you have social media now. So there's so many ways to create your brand, so many ways to walk in your purpose. But the thing is, there's so many other people doing it. So yes, I told my barber this other day. I said, God's not going to put more resources without more distractions. It doesn't work like that. So if there's more resources and there's more to get better at what you do, there will be more competition. There will be more people that's going to go after what you're going after, and you got to be a dog. You got to be willing to do whatever it takes. Wake up early. I wake up at 4 on weekdays and 6 on weekends. And then some people say, you don't sleep. I sleep 6 hours a day. But I realized when I stopped sleeping 8 hours, I slept 6 hours, I got a lot more done every day. So it comes to a point where if you're not, I'm not saying trying to beat everybody, but you're not trying to beat your own goals, and you become better every day, you can't get to the level that you want to get to. It's impossible. You got to be competitive. I don't care how nice you are. I don't care how talented you are. If you're not competitive, if you're not a beast mode, crazy about what you're going after, then what you're going after will never happen in real life. It just won't. It'll stay a dream. So being competitive pushes your dream to reality.
Boom, and manifest that out. Yeah, you got to compete. And you got to compete with those big-ass goals on your paper. And that's why I say, hey, listen, have those big-ass goals, because you're competing with yourself. Naturally, if you put yourself in a category of one, there's no one else to compete with, but you got to go after everything. People don't want the crumbs, right? You say, I'll wait for the big pie. I'll wait for the big cake. But you don't know what crumbs taste like. You can't even enjoy that big cake. So we're going out here in beast mode, and I love that. And you do that daily on your socials, and I love that. And so yeah, let's move on to appreciation. Because appreciation. Yeah, we get up every day, and I'm blessed to be here, because I know, man, it's just like that. And everything that I get, every win that I get, every loss that I get, every nugget that I get, to speak to you, I appreciate it. So tell us how appreciation has worked with helping you self-actualize and how it can help others.
Just one second. Yes, appreciation is beautiful, because you have to be grateful for where you're at right now before you get to the next level. And for so often, a lot of people, they look at the negative part. And I was one of those people. I looked at the negative. Something went wrong. Oh my God, nothing's ever going right in my life. Oh, I'm going to get drunk and go to the strip club then. I'm just going to spend money. Who cares, right? But when you appreciate things, you start to see life for what life really is. Once again, every single thing in my life I'm extremely grateful for, because it has made me the person I am today. So everything happens for us, never against us. I'm telling you, there's times that things happen. Like one time the government put a frozen in my account because I paid my taxes late. And one time, my car, matter of fact, tomorrow I'm taking my car to a shop to get my water pump fixed. Mom said, you got to have another $1,000. I said, yeah. She said, you seem calm. I said, Mom, this is part of the process. I can't control this. Appreciation allows you to see life in a way where you control what you control, and the things you can't control, you allow God and life to move you forward. So appreciation, it brings trust, it brings gratefulness, it brings peace. It helps you become more faithful. But if you always are doubting yourself and you're mad over every little thing because it didn't go your way, man, you can forget about it yourself. You're not going to be average. Because you gotta appreciate everything.
Go with the rest of them. Go with the 90%, the 85%. You know what I mean? I love that.
Right.
You know, I had to read this chapter twice when you put it in here. The next trait is conscious, being self-conscious. And the reason why I had to read it twice because, you know, I'm all for being, you know, raising my level of consciousness and awareness of self. And I love when others have that self-awareness to know exactly what, you know, that they're not perfect and, you know, that we make mistakes. And even in today, you know, the most successful person, the most influential person, or who you want to be, you're going to have those break points, and you got to be aware of that. And what do you mean by being self-aware, and how is it critical to self-actualizing?
Right. Being self-aware is the most important thing when it comes to personal development and personal growth because, like, for instance, Stacy, I'm pretty sure you have individuals that old friends or old family members that call you cocky, call you arrogant. In reality, it's not you're cocky and arrogant. It's that you're more conscious of yourself than they're more conscious of themselves. You're more self-aware of Stacy than they are of themselves. You know, so it comes to a point where it allows you, self-awareness breeds confidence. It allows you to see life in your purpose, in your footsteps, and you're following your dreams. But if you're not conscious about what it takes to actually become the individual and what you have to give up and what you have to do, then you'll always be behind. A lot of people, honestly, they lie to themselves. You know what I'm saying? And the moment I started telling myself the truth and started being aware of what I really was doing and how I really was living, like that's when I started self-reflecting more. I started to really work on becoming a new me and recreating myself. So being self-aware and being conscious go hand in hand because it allows you to see yourself exactly where you're at. Not where you've been, now where you going at, now where you going. So like I said, potential, at the end of the day, potential is only potential, right? So if you want to use that potential and turn that to reality, you got to be conscious about what it's going to take to act for yourself to actually make it happen in your real life.
I love what you said about the being truthful and honest with yourself. And for many times, you know, in my life, I was lying to myself. I was lying that I didn't have a problem. I was lying that I wasn't in the best health. I was just lying, you know. And what happened subconsciously is that to break out of that, I needed so much more momentum and tests, you know. So the universe put all these tests in my way because I lied to myself so many times that why should my subconscious believe me now that, hey, we're about to break free? No. I heard it all before again. So being self-aware and start being honest with yourself is definitely powerful for self-discovery and personal growth. And you need it because if you lie to yourself, why should anybody else believe you? Why should I take you serious? You see what I'm saying? And their subconscious, and I love learning and really reprogramming subconscious on deeper levels because someone else's subconscious will understand who they're dealing with. And they'll be like, yo, that's a liar. Even if they smiling, they shaking your hand, they giving you a hug, you a liar. We can't work with you. We can't deal with you. So even on a business level, you're dealing with other people that have been through the ruggeds, the traps. They know it. And that's why I wrote the article, I'm glad success is hard. I'm glad that I have to go through all these tests. I'm glad that everything's not peachy and easy because there's some lessons I got to learn for myself to grow.
Right. That's right.
Boom.
Totally agree. Boom.
Last but not least, and we come to the final. We got about 7 more minutes left here. And I wanted to make this a powerful episode, and I know it is. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening right now, I implore you to stop this episode, go over to Amazon, go purchase the book, Boss Up, by Bryan Humphrey. Follow him on Instagram. He's doing amazing things on social media. He's totally obsessed with helping you grow, with helping you get out of the state that you're in currently and moving up a notch, moving up a level. And the final trait that we're going to talk about today, and I, you know, with all of the traits, this one trait you have to have. Even if you're going into faith, you have to have this. You're going into patience, you have to have this. You're going into being competitive, you got to have this one last trait. And what is that one trait, Bryan?
It's courage.
It's courage, baby. Tell us about courage and why we need it.
Woo. Courage, oh my goodness. It's the reason why I wrote it last, because you can have all the insights, have all the information, you can read all the books, go to all these conferences, but if you don't have the guts to actually put that junk into action, your dreams and your goals will never happen. What you want for yourself and your family and your friends and your community, it will not happen until you are man or woman enough to actually get up there and go get it. So many individuals talk about it. They talk and talk and talk. It took courage for me to open up and tell my story. It took courage for me to go. I'm the first person in my family with a master's degree to write a book, to be a speaker, second business owner in my family. So it took courage to step out my comfort zone to become something that I didn't see, to become something out the norm. Like you have to even go with it and attack, even when you feel fear. Like even when you're scared. Like there's times I didn't lie. Our first speaking game, I spoke to over 200 seniors. I was 25, they was 18, so I was like kind of nervous. I was scared. But it comes to a point that if you want to really boss up and go get it, you have to keep going after things even when you feel fright. Courage is so important, because if you don't have courage, you'll never get the marriage you want, the job you want, you never have the career you want, you never have the house you want. You will never have the things you really, truly want without courage. In my opinion, it's impossible to reach that accusation without courage. It's impossible.
Yo, courage is the underlying focus for comfort killers. And it sounds like 100% you got uncomfortable throughout this whole process, writing a book, taking action on that. And action, man, is such a big word to me. And you got to have the courage to step outside that comfort zone and do what you feel might have been crazy. You know, I cancel my cable, and one of the things I tell my comfort killers in my academy is, cancel that damn cable, yo. We don't got no time to watch TV.
I don't have cable either.
we don't got no cable. We ain't got TV. We don't need that. We don't need that. There's so many bigger things that we need to do, and we're now creators and not consumers. And the thing is, we have to consume. We know that, right? I consume food every day. We got to eat. We got to this. We consume. But we limit and control what we put input and output. So courage will allow you to call the cable service, your DirecTVs, your Fioses, all of them, and say, hey, listen, I don't need this jammy anymore. And they're going to say, hey, but there's a disconnection fee. And you know what you're going to say? I'll eat it. I'll eat that fee. Don't worry about it, because that's their fear tactic. You ever want, people, I go through it with them, and I'm saying, hey, cut the cable, man. That's the first step. When you were working with me, we didn't watch TV. And they say, but Stacy, there's a $500 disconnection fee. And I tell them to add it up, to do the goddamn math. How much are you really paying every month, though? You're paying $120 every month, and you worry about a $500 disconnection fee. Come on. So it doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? When you start turning it around, it doesn't make sense, especially in one part of your book where you wanted to move into another neighborhood, and you were talking with your barber, right? And you say, hey, I want to save. I'm going to move to this neighborhood because I could save in this other apartment. I could save $140 a week. And she turned around and said, Bryan, she almost hit you with the clipper. Said, Bryan, do the math, man. And you're like, yo, she's like, that's $35 a week. Like, you gonna risk your safety and peace of mind for $35 a week?
Right, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. So it's those type of things. I think we had the Cliff Notes session to dive in. We given you enough to take action today. We gave you enough so you could see these traits. You wrote them down. You wrote the great points about these traits and how you could live in these traits. We gave you that today. So what are you going to do with that information? What are you going to do with that information is what I say. Because information, knowledge without action is what? That ain't shit. It is nothing. All you got is a bunch of knowledge, So you got to implement. You got to take action. And one last question I ask everyone on my podcast, and I just want to know this one detail. If you had the ability, Bryan, right now, you had the ability to go back in time as yourself right now and go sit in let's say sit in the car when you were cursing up a storm after failing, or going even further back and going when you were sitting and hearing people say, hey, why'd you quit this state cushy job? Or even go back further when you were slumped up, waking up with hangovers. What would you say to yourself at that point in your life then, when you didn't want to listen to nothing? What would you say to your own self?
I probably would say, is this really what you want to be? You know, is this really what you want to become? And or what you're doing, is it going to help you become the person you want to become? The reason why I say that is because at a point in my life, like I said, that alignment wasn't there. So, and I'm a firm believer that alignment is so important to growth and transformation. And at that point where I had to be real with myself and say, you know, I would ask myself, you know, is this the true Bryan? Are you being real or are you being fake? You know, and it comes to a point that at that moment, I didn't ask myself that. I didn't. I just said, well, this is life. This is how life is. This is how I'm going to be. But I think if questions are so, I'm glad you asked that, because asking the right question to yourself or others will take your life to the next level. You know what I'm saying? So I really wish I would have just asked, Bryan, is this the person you want to become? I didn't ask that question back then. It took me 26 years to ask that question. If I would have asked at 21, 23, 24, 25, my life, I would have been somewhere already higher where I'm at now. But it's all good. It's all good.
It's all good. We're patient, right?
Yep, very patient.
Now, it's going to happen for us, and I know that dearly, and, you know, you're on my radar, and I believe in what you're doing, and, you know, you've gave so much of yourself already, and I'm just kind of excited to see where this is going again, even further in your life and in your journey in entrepreneurship and your personal journey. But I want to thank you for joining us today. Thank you for giving us all these nuggets and sharing a piece of yourself to our audience. And I know for a fact that we could use this as one of my favorite episodes where we kind of deep dive, and that's how I want to do books from now on, to deep dive with the author themselves about the principles and methods or whatever they're teaching. And I think that this is a powerful technique to help people get out of their comfort zone. Comfort killers, if you're with me right now, we want to first say thank you to you, and thanks for sharing everything that you've done today.
Not a problem. Not a problem. Thanks for having me.
You've just listened to a episode of the Stacy A. Cross Show. You can subscribe and get more episodes on my website, stacyacross.com, and my company's website, thecomfortkillers.com. As always, you can get me on all my social media at Stacy A. Cross. Go ahead and subscribe, and we will see you next week. I am.